Welcome to Sunday. Welcome to Sunday. How's it going? I love you all. Welcome to Sunday. Welcome to Sunday. Welcome to Sunday. For those of you who are watching this in a replay, you're going to want to fast forward because I'm going to welcome people in for a little bit. Welcome to Sunday. Welcome to Sunday. Welcome to Sunday. Oh, I should share this with my good friend. Welcome. I see the hearts coming in. I'm excited about that. I will be doing card pulls, so stick around. You can even start putting your questions in the box. Welcome to Sunday. Welcome to Sunday. Welcome to Sunday. How's it going out there? What are you doing? How's life? Let's see. I'm going to share this with the creatrix herself. How do I do that? How do I do you? Listen, I've been on Facebook for a long time, and I still don't understand some of the basic functions of sharing. Now, I know that this platform is constantly changing. It is one of the things I remember realizing about Facebook from the very beginning, but I'm always laughing at myself in my fumbling around trying to make Facebook work for me. Welcome to Sunday. Welcome to Sunday. Welcome to Sunday. Okay. Here we go. All right. Well, I can't tag her. So I think I will I'll share in a message. Welcome to Sunday. Welcome to Sunday. Welcome to Sunday. So if you're just joining me, yes, I will be doing some card pulls. Now is the time to put your questions in the box. Welcome to Sunday. Welcome to Sunday. Welcome to Sunday. Jillian Bias Brimberry. Where are you from? Are you from England? Jillian Bayless Brimberry. I love that name. Welcome to Sunday. Welcome to Sunday. Welcome to Sunday. So I'm here to do, as you know, I do card pulls and I do oracle readings, and you can put questions in the box. And I use some of my favorite decks when I do this. Still, by the way, let me know if there's a deck out there that you really like. One of the decks that I use all the time and people are constantly messaging me about is this deck, the Sovereign Oracle. Oh, can you see it? I hope you can see it. Yeah, by Theresa Pridemore. There we go. There goes the focus. Okay. And I mean, it is a beautiful deck. This is the kind of deck that I carry with me or I keep by the door. Okay. It has very accessible definitions and then also affirmations. So look, I get foggy headed a lot. And sometimes I'm like, I need something. I need to chant something, or I need something. This is the type of deck that is there for you, for specifically those things. So recently, Theresa has been telling me, the maker of this deck, that she is expanding this deck. And the reason, and I'm going to do a few pulls from this deck, specifically just from this deck this week, because I want to support her campaign to expand it. She has an Indiegogo campaign. All the information is right there in this post itself. And also her expansion is expanding into creative visions and spirited businesses and inspired living. So this is just the original deck, but she's expanding into all these things. And who doesn't need affirmations and words to focus on to support them in the business and that they're doing and how they're living their day-to-day life, right? So go ahead and ask questions if you have them. I'll wait for you to put them in the box. Before I get into pulling from this deck so you can see how awesome it is, I want to talk to you about the new year. For me, in my tradition, it is the new year. Right now, it started on August 14th. I might be slightly off on the date because of the time difference, but it's the new year. And in this part of the new year, what we celebrate is reconciliation and asking forgiveness from the mother. And I'll tell you what, right now, I'm feeling it, not just from Africa, but from all the people around me and all my friends around me, that reconciliation is so important, and it is present right now for so many of us. And I say, when I talk about reconciliation, I'm talking about finding a rebalance with something that had rebalance, with remaking friends, with something that kind of got out of whack. And sometimes we can do that. Sometimes we can do that with our friends because we have access to them, or family. And sometimes we can't. Sometimes somebody died, or sometimes somebody's just not available. And so how do we do that? How do we rebalance something that has gone out of whack? Something that where somebody got hurt. Somebody's saying, I love Theresa and you. So glad to hear about this. Yes, I'm so excited for this expansion. I think all of Portland is, really. Go ahead and ask a question if you have one, Carrie and Jillian. Jillian's in Portland. Wow, your name sounds so English to me. So Jillian and Carrie, please give me some questions so I can show off this deck for people. So how do you reconcile if you don't have access to, if you feel that inside you want to rebalance it, and you don't have access to that person because they're not there or they're dead? Well, you can start with reconciling within you. And that is, of course, it's easier said than done. But what I always tell people, and what I do for myself, is I think of an old version of myself, a version of myself that I'm either embarrassed about or ashamed of or had a hard time with, or choices that I made in a different version of myself that I know I should not have, or things that I missed out on that I wish I had, that I wish I had done, how I wish I had included myself in or said yes to. And so with reconciliation, I work on, one, forgiving myself, and two, not holding on to, letting go of is a better way to say it. Letting go of any part of me that, Jillian, letting go of any part of me that is holding on to the shame and the guilt and the embarrassedness. You could, for me anyway, I can do something and then a year later, I'm just like, a year later, I'm still judging myself poorly for it. And so this is the time, and this new year time is to find something to reconcile within yourself, if not with other people that are in your friends or family. Now, that doesn't mean compromise yourself. All right. That doesn't mean compromise yourself. And as I was saying that, I literally dropped a card out of my hand, and it was this. So this is exactly what I'm talking about right now. Discernment. You can ask for forgiveness and you can reconcile with somebody, even if something nasty happened, and discern the difference between something that is compromising to you, and something letting go of something that it's compromising to you to let it go, and something that when you let it go, it actually fills you. It actually provides some sort of healing. In this card, discernment, and again, this is from the Sovereign Oracle by Theresa Pridemore. Okay. When you're working on your reconciliation that is the new year, it doesn't have to be your new year to learn from these concepts. All right. Establish what is yours and what isn't. That's part of reconciliation. You show up and you're gonna figure this thing out with the person or within yourself. I'm going to reconcile that judgment. What's for me is that I made a mistake and I'm not going to make that mistake again. What's not for me, is the constant embarrassment that I feel every time it comes up. I'm discerning so that I can reconcile with myself. Okay. Be conscious of your yes. You might, okay. So when you are approaching a person, especially if it's something nasty went down, right? Hey, Dino saying when we let go of the pain and trauma, all that's left is good. Yeah. Yeah. And that journey, again, easier said than done, but so worth it. And for those of you joining me, I'm reading off of this deck. I'm reading off of this deck, the Sovereign Oracle, which has expansion packs coming out. And this is my good friend, Theresa Pridemore. I'm happy to do this. I've been reading off these cards for all of you over the last months. And so this one is dedicated specifically to this card deck. So please, if you have any questions or want some guidance, put it in there. Okay, so we're talking about reconciliation. This is the new year in my tradition. We're talking about this part of the year is about meditating on reconciliation and forgiveness of asking the mother for forgiveness. So be conscious about your yes. So sometimes when we go, if something nasty went down with a friend or a family member, and you're going to approach them for like a face-to-face or a phone-to-phone or virtual-to-virtual reconciliation, try to figure out what happened, move slowly, because you need to discern what's a yes for you in that conversation and also what's a no for you, right? You need to be able to know what is okay to be present in that conversation for you and what's not. You need to be able to discern, right? If you're going to go reconcile with somebody, something nasty happened with, and it starts to get nasty again, you need to be able to discern when to walk away from the conversation. Also, discernment. Create preamble for boundaries. Yes! Connie Cruz, yes, love that deck. It's such a good deck. I don't know. For those of you who know you love this deck, do you know the reason I'm doing this reading is because I'm trying to promote this Indiegogo campaign she's doing so she can do expansions. I need people to know about this because I want the expansions. She's doing Indiegogo. Teresa's doing Indiegogo campaign so she can do creative vision, spirited business, inspired living as expansions for this pack, the Sovereign Oracle. So that's why I'm here. Well, there's many reasons why I'm here, but this is one of the reasons I'm sticking with these cards today. So we're in a time of reconciliation. It's the new year, right? In big parts of West Africa, it's the new year. All right. This is a time of reconciliation. And I'm talking about how can you do that? How can you show up and enter into a situation that something went wrong, something's just out of balance, or maybe it's even something that just doesn't feel good to you anymore and you haven't talked to the person yet about it. That also is true. Okay. And I talked about earlier how we do that within ourselves. But one of the things that this discernment card is saying, I wish I could get better focus on here. One of the things that this discernment card is saying is create preamble for boundaries. If you're going to go into something where you're trying to rebalance or you're trying to fix what happened, you should always go in with a bit of a script. You should always go in with knowing what's okay for you and what's not okay for you. Because part of why you're in a position where you kind of need to have that, kind of reconciliation, rebalancing, part of why you're going into that is because might be because you might not have had the boundaries that you needed. You probably just didn't even know that you needed in that situation. So I'm not going to talk more about reconciliation. The other thing that's going on in this time that is the new year is forgiveness. And we celebrate forgiving. We meditate on asking the mother for forgiveness, Mother Earth, the goddess, the mother of all things. Not necessarily indicating that I personally did something bad that I should be punished for, but I am part of the human race and I have to take some sort of responsibility for being part of this group. And as a human race, we all know we haven't always done very well. We haven't always done very well in taking care of this earth that we live on. We haven't. And so it's important for us to take some responsibility whether it be at least in the very least gesture of saying, please forgive the way that my group has acted towards you. Please forgive my that I haven't paid attention to you or spent time with you in the way I could have. Yivalis, hello, how's it going? I'm pulling some cards, some oracle cards if you want some guidance. So that's what this time of the year is about, is asking for forgiveness, honoring the mother who is the life giver of us all. And so I'm going to pull a general card for that for those of you who are interested. And that card is Refine. A tweak is needed. Don't start over just yet. Consider partnering with a gifted editor or mentor. A new level of mastery is calling to you. So whatever it is that you are creating in this, that is the new year. And we're talking about forgiveness. What this card is saying is that where you're going, you're already on the right path. To me, you're already on the white path. You're already on the right path to what it is you're trying to create. And it's possible that maybe there's a divine attention that you could be calling in. And because we're in this time of forgiveness, if you're going to approach deity, if you're going to approach spirit, approach first with forgiveness, because that's the time that we're in, but also approach to help support you in your refinement of whatever it is that you're creating. And by creating can mean a business or working, but it also means yourself. You could be creating yourself right now. And so ask for the help that you need to refine what you're creating. Right? Ask for the help you need because you're about to graduate to a new level of mastery. But remember, in this time that we're living in, ask for forgiveness first. Okay? Jacqueline, how's it going? How are you? Welcome. So I'm going to pull a more general card for everybody. There weren't any questions today, which is fine. I think people are just sitting and listening and absorbing. Again, I'm pulling from the Sovereign Oracle. I'm having problems with my R's today. And I love this deck. I always pull from this deck. And also, everyone, I also have a bit of an agenda besides wanting to talk to you. And that is, I want to get the expansion packs. The Sovereign Oracle has expansion packs coming out, and I'm really excited about it. All the information is in this post. And the link to the Indiegogo campaign is in this post, so please check it out because the other thing I love about this deck is that for those of you who are looking for some sort of divinity language and maybe the tarot isn't working for you or you feel intimidated by it, maybe, you have a pendulum and you're not quite sure like what you're doing with it. There's all sorts of things. You're trying to figure out how to read tea leaves, all of that. This deck is such a great place to begin and also always have with you. I carry it with me or keep it by the door. It's just a really good tool. So I'm going to pull one more general card for everybody before we go. Chaos. I don't know if my Zoom will catch that. Okay. Chaos. Let things fall apart a bit to see the light between the cracks. For all our perfectionists out there who are pulling out their hair and saying, no, I can't. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. I'm a perfectionist. I had to learn how. Understand why you created the mess in the first place. If spontaneity is failing you, be willing to see a smoother way. For me, that sounds true. I used to do a lot of things in my life very spontaneously. And there was a time sort of at the end, this time last year, where I was called to be a little more fixed in what I was doing. So And I accidentally just nervously, my hands just put this back in the deck. I wish I had kept it out for a minute. But yeah, chaos, allowing the mess to fall into the place where it needs to fall, right? I love that. I would like to get back to that. I think it's time for me to get back to that shortly here. So excited for the creative expansion pack for perfect for artists. Yes. Jacqueline's saying that she's excited for the rest of the packs to come out. I'm really excited about it. I'm really happy to be sharing this with you. Again, this is such a beautiful pack. The pictures are so beautiful. I like that. This is one of my favorite ones. But there's a little acorn. Have you ever seen that cartoon where it's like squirrel? You know, there's an acorn with play. It's so cute. All right. So happy New Year to those who recognize it or are just finding out about the new year. I love you all. I might even be back a little bit later today because there's other things I wanted to discuss, but I just realized that I have to go I have a session in about half hour here. I love you all. Stay safe out there. Stay supported. You're beautiful. Reach out. Talk to me. I love you all. Mwah. Bye.